Zenless is many players' first gacha game ever, and even if it isn't your first, I still believe there are things everyone, especially free-to-play players, need to hear so their experience playing Zenless or any future gacha game is the best it can possibly be. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kata the 7th, and I'll be your host today. Number 1. Do not give into FOMO. If this term is new to you, it simply means the fear of missing out. Gacha games are notorious for doing this to its fanbase, by making it seem like you have to pull the new characters to keep up with the new content. You as a free-to-play player need to spend your premium pools wisely. Just because a unit looks fun doesn't mean they'll be fun for you, and just because a unit is strong doesn't mean they'll be strong for your account, as it will also depend on the units you currently have and also make use of for a new character to be strong for your account or not. An example of this is in Genshin Impact. There's a character by the name of Nilou, and Nilou is seen as a very strong unit if you have Nahida as well. While Nilou can still be okay without Nahida, her performance is greatly reduced the moment you do not have Nahida for her team. So make sure you do your research and don't just pull characters because the community is saying they're extremely strong. I have already had many commenters come back to my previous videos saying they wish they would not have pulled Ellen because they just do not find her fun to use. Or they say they saw a new character coming in the future that they would have rather waited on than pulling for Ellen. So please make sure you truly value a unit completely before you pull them so they don't end up collecting dust on your account and to never be used again. Second thing you need to hear is stop relying on pure luck. You see it time and time again in almost every new gacha game that releases, where a free-to-play or low spender will get lucky on one banner and believe because they got lucky once, they can do it once again. This is the quickest way for everything you worked for in-game to completely backfire on you. Having the in-game funds to guarantee, or at the very least almost guarantee, what you're after is always the better plan of action. This way, if you do happen to get lucky, you now have extra resources and can now almost guarantee to build a very powerful team in the future that can last your account for a very long time. The amount of times I have seen free-to-play players be extremely upset because they only saved enough for the 50-50 rather than the guarantee is completely heartbreaking. I understand there are so many amazing designs coming in the future for Zenless, and there is nothing wrong with wanting them. But you as a free-to-play have to come to terms that you cannot have every character, but you can plan and build teams that you want. So do not rely so much on pure luck, and please use your pulls to build the teams that you will truly enjoy. Thirdly, only pull on the weapon banner if you are able to. Now, I highly do not recommend anyone who is free to play to pull on the weapon banner, as A-rank weapons are more than good enough to get you through the game. However, I do understand that wanting a weapon for your absolute favorite characters can be enticing. So my strategy to you is to look to see if we have future details on new characters coming. If you see or hear about a character coming that you believe will not only be fun but benefit your account, then you should only pull a W engine if it will not hurt your chances of getting that new character. Because characters that can help your account will always be more valuable than an S-rank W engine. But also never forget that even though the W engine banner is in your favor to win, being a 75% chance, that does not mean you cannot lose. And in my honest opinion, losing all those pulls to a standard W engine will feel absolutely horrible. And unless that W engine can be used on a current character that you have, then you may as well just got nothing from the banner at all. So be absolutely sure before pulling for a W engine so you do not regret the decision in the end. The fourth thing I want you to know is to please avoid burnout. Burnout is the process of feeling empty, mentally exhausted, devoid of motivation, and beyond caring. Because gacha games like Zenless want you to log in every day to slowly progress your account, burnout is a real thing that happens to hundreds of thousands of players every single year, including myself. And Zenless will be no different. Now, I truly love Zenless, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably love it as well. But your mental fortitude is so much more important than playing every single day. So long as you are happy and content then logging in every day is perfectly fine. But the moment you start trying to force yourself to log in because you feel like you're hurting your account if you don't, is when I need you to please take a break. Never force yourself to log in if you do not want to. Even if a character you like is coming up and you feel you need to grind for them, I still encourage you to take a break. Limited S-rank characters will always come back in the future. And making yourself play the game when you do not want to will only make you end up resenting the game in the future. Breaks are needed for everyone, and taking a few day break to recollect yourself in your personal life or focus on your mental health is a much better situation than continuously playing every day and potentially quitting entirely because you have gone to the point where even thinking about playing the game upsets you. Please take breaks when you need to and only play if you want to, not because you feel you have to. The fifth thing is do not let others stop you from pulling your favorite character. In gacha games, especially hoyoverse titles, you will find out quickly there are people who will try to tell you not to pull a certain character because they're not as strong as others. But see, this is not an issue, because even the weakest characters can be utilized at the end of the day, and that's because this is a team game. And by pulling your favorite character and being wise with your pulls, you can surround them with two other characters that make them shine. Your favorite character will never be alone, as they have two other teammates that will always have their back as well. So regardless of strength, you can always make your character better by making the proper team for them. The sixth one is please never compare yourself to other accounts. If you see any content creator or player like myself having fun with things you do not have, don't let that dissuade you or bring you down. The truth is, less can actually be more. But what do I mean by this? The majority of players who spend a decent amount of money on the game eventually hit a point where it's not possible to truly enjoy everything we have on our accounts. We end up having so many characters, so many W engines, and so many bang boo that we can't simply enjoy them all at the same time anymore. There is only so much time in a day, and in a gacha game like Zenless, where your progress is time gated, you can only get so much out of the game every day. And once you beat the in-game content, there is no true incentive to beat it again with different characters, as you have already collected all the rewards the first time. So unless you're just trying to test specific things to see how they perform, you really gain nothing by beating it again until it is reset in a couple of weeks so you can collect the rewards once more. As a free-to-play player, you are able to enjoy this game free of charge and get to experience the characters, animation, storytelling, cutscenes, combat, and so much more without spending a dime. This is free entertainment for you, so there is absolutely no reason to compare your account or progress in the game. So long as you are enjoying yourself, that is all that matters. And speaking of enjoying yourself, that brings me to my final thing today, and that's finding a community and friends for Zenless, as enjoying something with others is always better than enjoying it by yourself. So whether that's finding groups online or other websites, finding a streamer you enjoy watching, or even coming to a Discord such as mine, for example, I highly recommend everyone to find a community, as I promise you it will make your experience even greater than it already is, and you will not regret it at all. These are the 7 things I believe all free-to-play players should hear, and even if you aren't free-to-play, I think some of these can also apply to you as well. Zenless has been an amazing experience for me, and I would love to know how you all are feeling about the game in the comments below. Also, tell me and others if there's any other things you believe we should all hear. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone so much for 2,000 subscribers, and I will be doing giveaways for Zenless in the future, so be sure to join the Discord to see those announcements. And also be sure to check me out on Twitter at Ketcha7th. Be sure to subscribe for more Zenless content, and please have the most fun you possibly can. And as always, my name is Ketcha7th. With that, signing out.